Morning guys, Rough River was a blast. Time to grab all this stuff and carry it up the hill back to the runway. Gonna do the pre-flight and get on out of here. It's like 7:30 in the morning. Gotta get back to work, get back to Jaime. Come along. Alrighty guys, well, we had a blast at Rough River, and now we're going to take off for a VFR departure back home at 6,500 feet's the plan. I'm going to depart runway 20 here, and I'm going to do a quick turnaround and do the run up right here in the parking ramp, and then guys, we'll be back for the takeoff. Rough River traffic, Twin Cessna 771 Bravo Charlie is back taxiing runway 20 for a takeoff off of 20 VFR to the north, Rough River. They don't care that we're VFR. Alright, here we go. Throttles coming up 1700. Mixture's going rich. Everything's looking good. Up on the power. Pressures look good, gauges are in the green. Airspeed is alive, fuel flows look good. 60, 70, 80, 90, rotate. Tap the brakes, gear coming up. We're climbing on a blue line. And we're going for the right turnout. Yaw damper is on. Indianapolis Center, Twin Cessna 771 Bravo Charlie. Because we got traffic.
November 771 Bravo Charlie, good.
Yes, sir. I'm a Cessna 310 just off of Rough River heading to Chicago Aurora, and we're climbing out of 3,700 for 6,500, just looking for flight following.
771 Bravo Charlie, squawk 3737.
37371 BC.
Air 771 Bravo Charlie, and contact Indy Center on 121.17, 2117. You'll be in their airspace northbound, and they'll have you flight following shortly.
Roger that, 2117 BC, see ya. Indy Center, Twin Cessna 771 Bravo Charlie's 5,200 for 6,500, squawking 3737.
And Twin Cessna 771 Bravo Charlie, and verify your type is a C310?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay, and what's your suffix? Is it a slant golf?
Slant golf, yes, sir.
Twin Cessna 1 Bravo Charlie, say your identifier for your destination, please.
It's Kilo Alpha Romeo Romeo.
Altitude 1,000 to go.
771 Bravo Charlie, maintain VFR 6,500 and your speed direct to Aurora, and the Evansville altimeter 2987.
2987, Wilco 6,501 BC is on course, thank you. Alright, alright. Rough River for me, guys. That was a very nice break from a hectic week of closing on house transactions and moving. It was nice just to go down there and relax for one day, see a bunch of my old friends and some new friends, and just kind of kick back. We had a good meal, took some airplane rides. Thanks to Brian from Just Plain Silly. He has a channel, he's my buddy from Texas. He has a Cirrus and a Grumman, and I did my first ever Cirrus ride. And he let me fly it around. We just had a GoPro kind of in the plane, but we didn't really have the audio or anything connected. It was a first generation Cirrus, and it flew great. I can see the draw people have. There's some negative habit transfer with the feeling of the stick, how the way it pivots and pushes in and out and spring loads versus a more joystick, which I think would be a little more natural, but like anything, you can get used to it. And then obviously the non-flying spouse or passenger likes the idea of the shoot. I do enjoy the second engine personally, but I do understand the draw for people on the Cirrus as well. So thanks again, Brian, for letting me fly your plane for a bit. And thanks again to Jim, who has the Lance, who's a farmer from Illinois. He was working the grill last night. That's always a lot of hard work, but we got a nice fire going and had some great deer burgers. Thanks, Jaime, for bringing that in, and everybody else for all the stuff they brought in for that to make that happen. It was absolutely perfect. Not thanking Eric for the super spicy stuff he brought in. That was hot. Luckily, it went away after a few minutes, but man, that was spicy. It did have good flavor, but it was incredibly hot. I knew better, but what are you gonna do? Good time now. It's time to fly back home. Try to get all the bugs cleaned off of 1BC and get her put away, and then get to work where Jaime will already be when I get there. And then get back to setting the new house up. Back to work, back to reality. Here we are, 8:20 in the morning over southern Indiana. It's very pretty. Have a nice high overcast layer and relatively calm winds, 7-knot tailwinds. That makes for pretty smooth flight. Of course, it's going to be windy when we get to Chicago Aurora, which we could look that up right now. FMS page, info. Let's see what they're doing there. So the winds at Aurora. Is anybody shocked that follows the channel? The winds are 220 at 20, gusting to 27. Altimeter's 2968, clear up to 12,000. So, probably going to be rough, gusty. I feel like Groundhog Day. It's what we say every time we fly in there. But we're an hour and 2 minutes away, 191 miles, doing 184 knots. It appears we're doing 180 true, and the winds are now calm. So while we're bored sitting here, a lot of times I'll just go ahead and put the frequencies in. I usually leave the ATIS on this and the approach or center controller on that one. They make it pretty simple. You used to have to, you know, thumb through sectionals and AFDs and all that, but here with the IFD you just hit frequency, and then it gives you the most logical one it thinks you need, which the ATIS is exactly what we wanted. So you touch it and it loads it.
Number 93 November.
Makes it pretty sweet.
5 miles from.
Then I'll go ahead and put the tower in there.
Runway,
so now we got the ATIS in the number 1 spot, the tower in the number 2 spot.
Cleared RNAV runway 24 approach.
So when I get into range, I can just hit the button to listen to the ATIS and get the weather. And then as I'm talking to radar controllers on the way in, I'll just keep using this one, and then that'll be ready for tower. Kind of the way I do it. You'll see pilots kind of have their own particular version of OCD about how they do stuff, their flow throughout the cockpit. As long as you do the same thing every time, when you get busy, or if you're in a unusual, urgent type of situation, you'll be ready, you'll be pre-planned ahead. Things can happen quick up in the wild blue yonder. So you're always just trying to do little things here and there to stay ahead of the airplane, and especially when you're IFR, IMC, shooting approaches, single pilot. Getting the weather early, figuring out what approach is in use, runways are in use, brief it, load it, have the mist briefed.
338, home and approach, home and altimeter 298.
Just simplifies the process. When you get into the terminal area, it can get real busy real quick. And me doing all this stuff keeps me engaged so I don't just totally go into la-la land up here with the engines and everything's quiet.
Second City, 338, hit the center, maintain 5.
The autopilot is flying so well, you could just be over here. And I think that's one of the reasons they didn't put headrest on the pilot's seat. Also, probably a more realistic reason is for egress, because the doors up here for getting in and out. But the back, we don't always, a lot of times we keep the far back 2 seats out, but the back 4 seats all have headrest. But it's probably an added benefit, keep the pilot not too comfortable.
Altimeter 2968 for Mark, peak wind 220 at 28 at 1323 Zulu. Arrivals expect RNAV runway 27 approach. Advise on initial contact, you have information Bravo.
Alright, we got Bravo. So this is going to be winds are 220, we'll be landing 27. That's a 50-degree crosswind, gusting and almost up to 30. So for me, I'm just going to do the first notch of flaps, the approach flap setting, which is 15 degrees versus the full 35 degrees of flaps. And I'll add a little bit for the gust factor on my approach speed. I'll come crabbing into the wind down the final. The nose will be pointed left of the runway, and then in the flare, I'll start adding right rudder and just a little left wing down to try to put it in the vicinity of the center line. Let's see how I do. Jamie's not here, so I tighten this screen up. The inner circle's 2 miles, outer circle's 4 miles. So at 4 miles, I'll be paying attention. At 2 miles, if I don't get them in sight pretty quick, I'll be taking action to deconflict. Although maybe the gusty winds has everybody on the ground. All the flight training. 1 Bravo Charlie starting VFR descent.
1 Bravo Charlie, roger. Oh, 1 Bravo Charlie, contact approach 119.35.
1935, 1BC, see ya. Approach to Cessna 771 Bravo Charlie, 5,600 descending with Bravo.
771 Bravo Charlie, Chicago, midway altimeter 2967.
2967, uh-oh, pro day.
Twin Cessna 1 Bravo Charlie, you can start looking for a southwest 737, 9 o'clock, 6 miles, speed northeast, bound 6,000.
1 Bravo Charlie, search. I'm just on the edge of where it's starting to cloud up. He may be above the clouds, might be tough for me. Oh, I see him, but yeah, I see him there.
Thank you. Bravo 649, traffic 2 o'clock, 6 miles north, northwest, bound to Cessna 4,700 for lower, has you in sight.
Southwest 649, searching.
One Bravo Charlie, traffic no factor, contact approach 133.5. See you soon.
335, see you soon, boss. Approach Twin Cessna 771 Bravo Charlie is with you, descending out 3,900 Bravo.
771 Bravo Charlie, Chicago approach, expect to land runway 27 at Aurora and the altimeter 2967.
1 Bravo Charlie, copy all. Bravo Charlie, let's get the field in sight.
November 1 Bravo Charlie. There is traffic about 3 mile final VFR. He's going to be on the go turning southbound VFR. And you can call the tower now, 120.6. Have a good day.
1 Bravo Charlie, copy the traffic and pushing tower 20.6. See you, Sean.
Good day, man.
Tower Twin Cessna 771 Bravo Charlie's 9 South Bravo, landing.
What up, Kev?
771 Bravo Charlie, tower wind 24018, gust 31. Your number 2 behind 7 on the 1 mile final runway 27, clear to land.
1 Bravo Charlie, copy all 27, clear to land. And what's up?
Fletch, Somber Flying Club.
Howdy. And here comes the bumps. Autopilot's off. They were at 2,500 today. Holy moly. We're below 160, gear coming down. So we got gas, fuel pumps on low, fuel's on the main. Undercarriage, we do have 3 in the green. Mixtures and props are all set, flaps are fully set. Switches, autopilot's disconnected. Get a feel for the wind up here. In a little extra power. Wow, that is windy. 1 Bravo Charlie, Sky Charlie.
1 Bravo Charlie, taxi to the ramp with me, get it.
1 Bravo Charlie, parking with you, have a good one. The yoke on the 310 is so low to your lap that you really have to kind of position your legs. And normally it's not a big deal, but I needed a lot of aileron there on that landing. And so it's kind of like hitting my leg, and I'm usually pretty rough on critiquing my landings. However, given those conditions, which a lot of times GoPros don't always show exactly how rough it is because of the stabilization and depth perception issues on there, but given how bumpy that was and windy that was and gusty, I am very comfortable and happy with that landing. So welcome back to Chicago Aurora. Local time is 9:28 a.m. Was just about an hour-and-a-half flight. I'm gonna taxi it into parking and get all these bugs cleaned off this airplane. I will put some fuel in as well. Hopefully, I met some of you guys at Oshkosh and you guys had a good air show. Thanks again for all the support, guys. We'll see y'all around. Bye.
Thank you for calling JA Air Center. This is Emily.
Howdy, Emily. Can you send the 100 low-lead fuel truck for 771 Bravo Charlie?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.